Okay guys, welcome to another review of the Humble Bundle, and this fortnightly bundle is the Humble Ubisoft Bundle, or Ubisoft, or however you pronounce it. Now I'm going to apologise first of all for if you hear me pausing for a brief moment. Is basically right now I've got hiccups. I did consider not doing this right now, but since I have extremely limited time on my computer and it's there you go and it's the evening, I'm going to try and suppress them. I'm going to try and just give my review and get it out and done with. Okay, so hang on, there we go. Where's the image? Oh. Sorry. I'll try not to laugh. Okay. Damn. So, I've completely lost my train of thought. Here we go. Right. Now, the Ubisoft Bundle is obviously Ubisoft games. Some of them are on Steam, some of them are on Uplay, or Uplay, however you want to pronounce it. So I'm going to go through them, and I can safely say that I've played a few of them, so I can give you a bit more of a opinion of them rather than the sort of meandering thing I did last time I reviewed a bundle. Now, the first tier, the dollar or more the dollar or more bandwidth. So we got, now I'm going to mispronounce this completely, Call of Juarez. I know I can't pronounce it. Gunslinger. First person shooter. It looks to be cell shaded, or at least it has a particular sort of art style. It's got fairly good reviews. It's right now on Steam, for me anyway, it's about £12. So the fact that any one of these games for $1 is pretty much worth it. I'll say that now, whilst I still can. Damn these hiccups. I haven't actually played this. I think I will at one point, because the last Western first-person shooter game I played was probably oh god, what was it called? It was in my head, and now it's completely gone. Damn it! Outlaws. There we go. Outlaws. The LucasArts one. That was ages and ages ago. So I haven't played many Western games at all for a very long time, so I can say safely say that this is a pretty good game, at least for $1. It's definitely worth it. Damn it. Anyway, moving on. Grow Home is actually being released fairly recently, not too recently. I think it been there, but it's probably one of the most recent of the three games, and it's supposedly this open world where you get to explore and you basically grow plants to reach areas, and you have to control how they grow, use climbing abilities to climb these plants. So it's basically basically that. It's a open world game that's fairly short, apparently. That's one of the critical points about the game. It's quite a short game. I am sorry, guys. Perhaps I should have just not done this. So definitely it's still quite expensive on, well, it's still more than $1 on Steam, so definitely worth the $1 just for that. Now, Rayman Origins. Now, some people prefer Rayman Legends and some people prefer Rayman Origins. So actually, Rayman Legends contains elements of Rayman Origins, so it's actually something that you can say that you can play the best of both worlds in Rayman Legends. The thing about Rayman Legends, though, is it's a bit sort of, what's the word? Rayman Origins has a direction, it has a plot, it has a story. Rayman Legends doesn't really. It has a sort of open-esque, you do each level independently, and there's no sort of overarching storyline. It's in effect, it's sort of all the bits of Rayman Origins that didn't happen. Yeah, okay, Rayman Legends has a better engine, a better and more graphical style, but Rayman Origins is actually still on par with it. It's still quite a cool game. Oh, that was a big one, sorry. it's an awesome game, especially for multiplayer, because you can have up to 4 players playing alongside with each other, and this is especially good for my boys because at the moment there's only 2 of them that can play this game, but I have a third who's 9 months, almost 10 months actually. And when he's ready, he'll be able to play both Origins and Legends. And now I do own the game, like you can obviously tell, but I don't actually own it on any DRM things. I actually own it independently of Uplay and Steam, which I find a bit annoying because it means I have to hold on to a 2 GB installation. So I'm already quite tempted. I already own the Call of whatever thing. I don't own Grow Home, and I do own Origins, but independently. So for $1, definitely going to go for this one. Now moving on, and hopefully my hiccups aren't annoying the shit out of you. Sorry. Far Cry 3. Probably one. I'm going to be careful how I say this because a lot of people like different Far Cry's for different reasons. It's definitely my favourite out of the 4 so far. I did enjoy Far Cry 1 is. Far Cry 1 is kind of the setup to stuff. It's sort of like what Crisis is, but it's sort of it has its faults, but it's a pretty cool game. Far Cry 2, I wasn't a big fan of the whole malaria mechanic and anything, but that was just me. I didn't like it. It was a cool game, but I just didn't like the way it tethered you to force you to do things. Kind of like how Dead Rising demanded that you had to get the Zombrex or whatever it is. I didn't like that. If it's going to be open world, you're going to be allowed to explore everything and not be time limited by things. But it's a critically acclaimed, it's a good game, not discrediting it at all. Far Cry 3, I quite enjoyed. I quite liked the whole storyline, the whole campaign of it. It was an excellent game. Loved it. I can see why people were critical of it. They felt a bit forced into doing the storyline rather than being able to explore. But I prefer that compared to Far Cry 4, which didn't force you to play the campaign. It allowed you to explore what you wanted to do. Because I kind of got a bit lost in Far Cry 4 at the beginning because it wasn't clear what I was supposed to be doing. At least not to me. I mean, that was my playthrough. You'll probably see what I mean if you watch my watch the videos. So that's the essential thing. So it is one of my favourite Far Cry games. At the moment, the average is $5.53. It's probably worth more than that right now on any shopping site. So definitely worth it for that price. Okay, I know I'm starting to get annoyed with the hiccups. I am sorry. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. Now, this was I believe this was in the previous Tom Clancy bundle. Now, people can be divided on this, and I think I pretty much said this last time. Is that Blacklist divided a lot of fans for Splinter Cell because it changed the main actor, it changed the main sort of storyline, and altered the whole sort of feel for Splinter Cell. They were trying to reinvent it in a way, and it's kind of I don't know what you want to call it. It's good. It is good, but only if you. But if you're a die-hard fan of Splinter Cell, you're not going to like it. It's a good game in saying that it uses a lot of the previous Splinter Cell tech and Splinter Cell mechanics, but it's trying to be more actiony. It's trying to be more quick, and a lot of people criticised it because it was trying to be more sort of fast-paced. To him, more action orientated, when Splinter Cell tends to be more take your time, take out the guards, make your way through slowly. It does have some sort of filler side content missions which don't really fit into this whole campaign mechanic, but it's not a bad game, but it's not the best game in my opinion. But again, for the price, it's pretty good. Now, Assassin's Creed Chronicles. Now, I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game since Assassin's Creed 4. Well, no, that's not true. I did play Unity, but I gave up because of all the bugs in it and the fact that I just couldn't stream it at a decent rate. Now that I have a newer computer and they fixed most of the issues, it being now nearly 2 years old, I might go back to it at some point. I don't know. But Chronicles is basically like a 2.5D-esque Assassin's Creed, and there's different Chronicles spanning different eras. So this one is China. I can't remember the names of the other ones now. It's come completely out of my head. I should have kept it on a webpage over there. It's quite likely, I'd say, that the more games coming soon are going to include those. But there's definitely been more than one Chronicle, and it's been a sort of a Chronicles that's taken place steadily before the most recent game, before Syndicate. So and it's continued on as well. So it sort of ties up other games. It sort of takes place in different points in history. And like I said, it's a 2.5D kind of game where it's a side scroller, and you still have the ability to sort of do different moves, different sneaking, different assassinations. It looks pretty cool, and for $5.53 at the moment, that's not too bad. Now, as for the more games coming soon, like I said, I assume it's the other Assassin's Creed Chronicles and possibly some other Ubisoft stuff. I think we'll have to wait and see. Really, I mean, I doubt. Well, I say that I doubt Rayman Legends is in there. You know, it could be. I mean, who knows? I'm trying to swallow that one. Okay, blue tier. The $15 or more we gets you Assassin's Creed Rogue. Now, I had to look up what Assassin's Creed Rogue was because I hadn't heard of it. Nearly swallowed that one. Now, I'm going to get this right. Assassin's Creed Rogue is a game that was released on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. It was the last Assassin's Creed game to be released on there. It was before Unity, because as far as I remember, Unity was current gen, was Xbox One, PlayStation 4, PC. It didn't go to those two, so this was kind of an alternative to that one. Now, the storyline takes place after Assassin's Creed 4, before Assassin's Creed 3, and it sets up the prologue to Unity. So it's kind of a tie up all the storylines and put them all into what was going to be Unity. So the idea was that it brought it all together. From what I've seen, it's got pretty cool reviews, pretty good reviews. Not fantastic reviews, but pretty average to good reviews. So if you're a fan of the Assassin's Creed games, definitely check it out. The storyline is basically you play an assassin, which basically is an assassin that goes rogue and works for the Templars, but eventually ends up doing other things, obviously, to help the Assassin's Order. Now, the crew. I will warn you guys that I read about that it's supposed to be an always online game. It's a racing game, obviously, judging by the thumbnail and everything, but supposedly it's sort of a collaborative sort of game. It's sold pretty well. There are lots of criticisms about it being always online and about it being a sort of not necessarily very realistic and more sort of actiony racer, but you know, that kind of thing sells at the end of the day. I think they're trying to do like a Need for Speed open world multiplayer thing. Now, it doesn't say it includes it, but there was a graphic, there was DLC for it, and maybe that's part of the extras. But I don't know, because especially with it being in a blue tier, it tends to be more extra games than DLCs. So it might be that it might be worth it. It might not. I can't really say for sure. And obviously, if for some reason they shut down the servers or something, it might end up being a bit of a paperweight in your sort of Uplay account because you can't actually play it. So that's the risk. Now, I am tempted, I admit, by those. Just because then it guarantees me the green tier, and then the blue tier is kind of, yeah, okay, I'm not likely to play it anytime soon, but it's in my library and I might choose to have a go. Like, I'm not a big fan of racing games, but it could be interesting. You know, it could be something to just be a bit to diversify my gaming, because you know I play a lot of first person, a lot of third person, and some 2D scrollers, and you know that can get a bit dull. And I have played the odd racer here or there. I did Need for Speed Underground, and I've done a few other bits and pieces. You know, not realistic driving games. I'm not that much of a racing fan. So it's got to be sort of a bit out of it. I'm nearly there, guys, and then I'll be done. Okay. Now, $75 or more mirrors the actual Tom Clancy bundle, where you get a pre-order of the Division, which I thought I got that one, sorry, which has had an open beta recently. And apparently it's going quite well. Now, whether it's worth paying $75 for it, I don't know. I'm still, from what I've seen of the Division, it doesn't appeal to me. It looks like a multiplayer, constant online sort of game, similar to like what's it called, Destiny. And it just doesn't appeal to me. It's nothing really new. That's that thing. You know, when it was first shown, yes, it looked quite good, but now it just doesn't. You know. Now, Tom Clancy Division T-shirt, again, I'm not a big T-shirty kind of guy. I'd wear it, but I wouldn't pay $75 for it. And the 66% off Ubisoft vouchers. Pretty much anything brand new is not included, and that doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. So my sort of gut feeling, despite the fact that it's giving me hiccups, is I'm not going to go that high. I'm probably going to go to $15, maybe a bit more, just to make myself feel better about it. But that's my general feeling. Okay, so there you go, guys. That is my review of the Ubisoft Bundle. Thank you guys for watching. If, as always, the more games are worth talking about, I will make a second video about this bundle. But until then, thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, please do, as always, and I will see you next time for I will see you next time for the weekly bundle, if there is one, and hopefully the next Humble monthly bundle, because that's happening as in about 2 and a bit days, almost just in 3 days time, so Friday. So come Saturday there will be a review video up there. I'd also like to say that it actually looks like it's selling quite well, because the actual bundle, so up to what, 22,000 bundles, and that's pretty damn good for a bundle that's only been out, what, 2.5 hours now. So I'm impressed. A lot of people seem to be going for it. Anyway, I've talked enough and hiccuped enough. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry it was an annoying video. I'll try and get rid of them. I'll try not to do it next time. Okay, peace out, people.